Floating over somber, opaque seas, the ship inching steadily towards the endless horizon, and like the ocean, the crew barely stirs. Instead, only the gentle creaking timber and distant gull cries fill the air. Then, singing. Soft, comforting, familiar. You can't place it, but you know the voice. Somehow the haunting melody and delicate harmonies carry you home to your mother's soft hums, lulling you to sleep. Before you even realize it, you start walking towards the bow, closer to the edge. Now the captain is shouting, hands grabbing at your arms. You see their mouths moving, frantic, desperate, but their cries fade to nothing. There's only you and the song. You step out beyond the rail, but a friend forces you back. The harmony stops. You look down, eyeing jagged cliffs beneath your foot, hidden by the mist just moments ago, pale and rattled by your brush with death. Finally, a voice breaks the silence. The sirens nearly claimed another. I'm your host, Melissa Nunes, and welcome to Candidly Cryptic, your source for all things strange, spooky, and unexplained. Across the Mediterranean, stories raged on for nearly 3,000 years of monsters, warning, temptation, and the dangerous power of a beautiful voice. Tonight we cast caution aside and tempt fate, forging ahead, following the song and examining its origins. Now close your eyes, envision the siren. Is she a woman? With long flowing locks, a shimmering scaly tail, perched on a rock, waiting above crashing waves. Her face, so enchanting, enough to run a ship aground. This has become one of the most recognizable tales in modern mythology, but it's also one of the biggest misconceptions. You see, the earliest sirens weren't even mermaids. In ancient Greek art and literature, sirens were part woman and part bird, body of a fowl, and the head of a human. As early as the archaic and classical periods of ancient Greece, sirens were prominently featured on painted pottery. So, how did we go from wings to a fishtail? We'll get there, but first, let's sail to one of the first great encounters. The sea stretches endlessly, oars rising and falling, rhythmic and mighty. As sailors row, the captain cuts through the silence. Take the wax. The sailors stop, passing around softened beeswax, forcing it into their ears. Everyone but you. Instead, they tie your wrists to the mast, ropes biting into flesh as you squirm, struggling against the binds. Then, a song. A voice filled with promise of answers, knowledge, and comfort. She knows all your mistakes, every regret, all the dreams you've chased, and still, she puts it into words. Everything you've ever wanted. And it's waiting just beyond the waves. Desperate, you plead with the men, begging for them to loosen the rope, to let you go. Instead, your restraints are tightened. Hours pass before the singing fades. So they free you. Your limp body falls onto the floor, spent, but alive. Sound familiar? This infamous scene was featured in Homer's Odyssey, composed around the 8th century BCE. One of the first surviving literary accounts of sirens, also a defining moment in Greek mythology. Before sailing past their island, Circe warns Odysseus no sailor may listen to the siren and live to tell the tale. So, to protect his crew, he orders the men to seal their ears with beeswax, but, driven by curiosity, he also instructs them to bind him tightly. Why? So he alone can hear the melody and tell the world. There's no claws or fangs. The siren doesn't use force. They don't have to. They conjure what's already inside you. What's inside us all? Desire. Although, Homer only ever told us just a portion of the siren's promise, calling Odysseus, offering the knowledge of all earthly things, even the events of the Trojan War, if only he came ashore. The mystery has fascinated writers, scholars, and artists for centuries. What does she sound like? A siren. Few ancient stories go deeper, and maybe that's intentional. Because if Homer had truly described it, it wouldn't be the perfect song, just his. Leaving out the melodies, the words, the siren song becomes something to be desired, different to every listener. To one sailor, his lost family. To another, fame, forgiveness, and love. Or the answers to questions they spent a lifetime asking. There isn't a singular promise, because each of us can be tempted with the one thing we truly cannot resist. Another thing Homer leaves out? What did they look like? Surprisingly, he never tells us. In the Odyssey, their appearance is almost irrelevant. Odysseus never describes flowing hair. He never mentions a fishtail, not even feathers. Why? Their power exists almost entirely in their voice. It's the song, not the singer, that demands your attention. It wasn't until later Greek artists began decorating pottery, tombs, and temples that the siren took on a physical form. Woman, powerful wings folded against feathered backs, talons instead of feet, sometimes singing, sometimes perched beside the dead, guiding souls into the afterlife. One depiction appears on a Greek vase from around 500 BCE, where a winged siren stands upon a funerary monument, lyre in hand, a solemn figure of mourning, also linking the sirens to death and the journey into the afterlife. To the Greeks, birds were messengers, beings that could cross the boundary between heaven and earth, between the living and the dead. And it helps to explain their original form. But as time stretched on, so did their story. Centuries later, Greek myths spread through Europe, blending with local folklore, until the distinction between sirens and mermaids had nearly vanished. Both irresistible, alluring, and now bound to the sea. By the Middle Ages, sirens lost their feathery plumes. Instead, artists painted fishtails, eclipsing the original almost entirely. In the 8th century, Liber Monstrorum, or the Book of Monsters. From the head to the navel, they have the form of a maiden, and are, in every way, like the human race. But they have the scaly tails of a fish. Now, if you ask someone to imagine a siren, they're far more likely to imagine Ariel's darker cousin than Homer's winged temptress. Films even embrace the transformation. Luminous skin, cascading trescents, translucent fins tracing delicate curves, steadily guiding through glassy tides, breaking water, her head surfaces, giving way to soft, wide eyes and a hypnotic gaze drawing you in, until a smile reveals rows of pointed, razor-sharp teeth. In Pirates of the Caribbean, on Stranger Tides, sirens become breathtaking mermaids with a song so irresistible that sailors fall overboard trying to get a better listen, successfully luring their prey, further cementing the siren's transformation into the sea-dwelling figure we recognize today. So, for nearly 3,000 years, siren stories have raged on, across the Mediterranean, trading in wings for scales, talons for a fishtail, from mournful figures carved into ancient caves to enchanting, dangerous mermaids of the sea. What remains? The song, one where the music matters less than the longing. It was the empty promise your desires dangled before you. So next time you set sail, heed the warning echoed across centuries that the most dangerous monsters rarely bare teeth. Instead, they're warm, inviting, and sometimes the path closer is one we take willingly. Thanks for tuning in on another episode of Candidly Cryptic. If you enjoy all things strange, spooky, and unexplained, please follow for more.